Good evening. We want to welcome you guys to our 2015 LPN pinning ceremony. I know you guys are as excited to be here as we are, but none are as excited as this group over here. I've never seen them smiling so big. My name is Ann Smith. I'm the director of the nursing program, and I would like to introduce our platform party to you. We have Dr. Frank Friedman, president of PVCC, Dr. Kathleen Hudson, dean of our Division of Health and Life Sciences, Dr. Juanita Morris, who's our guest speaker. I'll introduce her a little more later. Our faculty members, Jane Anderson and Charmin Brooks, and Ann Vanishek, our administrative assistant. We'll start off with some welcoming remarks from Dr. Friedman.
Well, thank you, Ann. On behalf of the College Board and the faculty and staff of PVCC, and most importantly, on behalf of these wonderful graduates, it's my pleasure to welcome you tonight. We are so glad that you are here. I know that many of you have provided tremendous support for these students while they've been going to PVCC. That support might have been financial. It might have been in the form of babysitting. It might have just been a shoulder to cry on when they needed it. But many of you have been right there with them, forming a team and helping them through what is a very difficult program. So I know it means a great deal to them to share this moment with you, and we're really pleased that you are here tonight. Yeah, you can say, yeah, I agree. I have to work hard to get those applause. I'm not going to let that go. Graduates, just a couple of words to you. Here you are tonight graduating, earning your certificate, and pretty soon you'll be taking, and I know you'll be passing, your licensure exam. And those are the credentials that get you a job. But they don't keep you a job. How you keep the job depends on your job performance. And I know that you've mastered the skills of being nurses, but it takes more than skills. It takes the right attitude. It takes your reliability. It takes your attention to detail. It takes your interpersonal skills and your compassion, because you're going to be dealing with people truly when they're at their worst, when they're sick, when they're frustrated, when they're scared. And if they're like me and like you, when you're sick and frustrated and scared, you're pretty cranky. And your compassion and the comfort you provide will be so important for your patients and for their families. So tonight, you take a major step forward, a big step forward in graduating and soon being licensed. But it doesn't end there. It then leads you to that job, and then it all depends on you. And I know that you've had fantastic role models here. I know that you've learned the skills of nursing, and I have every confidence that you're going to do a fantastic job on the job. So graduates, congratulations. PVCC is so pleased that we were part of this major step on your journey. Congratulations and good luck.
Good evening. I just want to add a few words of congratulations to our graduates. I know this class has had a lot of ups and downs in the last year, but they've persevered, and I think that talks a lot about their character. As a nurse, I want to welcome you into the profession of nursing. Nursing, they say, is comprised of both the art and the science, and you've had the science part. The art is some of what Dr. Friedman talked about, and I just want to let you know that you will have some frustrating days. You will have some cranky patients. But your love of humanity, which has brought you into nursing, and your commitment to helping people in their times of need will persevere, just as you've persevered through this whole year. Again, congratulations, and we are very, very proud of you.
So every year, we ask the students to choose one of their classmates to speak for them at the pinning ceremony. And this year, Melissa Lawson has that honor. Melissa?
Hello. Well, my classmates put all this faith in me, so hopefully I can deliver accordingly. And here goes. A year ago, we had not even begun our nursing journey. Sure, we had done all the prerequisites to get into the program, but none of us knew the work that was ahead. Now, here we sit tonight, proudly celebrating a year's worth of hard work and accomplishments. When I was asked to speak, I racked my brain for something inspiring, philosophical, and enlightening to say. But let's face it, anyone who knows me knows that I could not bring my Hippocrates game even if I tried. So, I sat down and started brainstorming. I scribbled down words on a piece of paper that represented what nursing school meant to me. Adjectives that really brought to life the journey that we had all been on this past year. So here now, I'm going to send you off with what I like to call a nursing school vocabulary lesson. Excitement, a feeling of great enthusiasm. I think we can all remember the day we obsessively refreshed our phones and computers, waiting for that golden email that said we were accepted into the nursing school. The anticipation drove us all nuts. I remember having my phone glued to me waiting on that very email. I was doing dishes and cleaning up the kitchen. My email dinged, and I remember screaming so loud and running around my kitchen that anyone who didn't know what had just happened would have surely questioned my sanity. In that moment, my life changed forever, and there was no greater excitement than knowing that each one of us had put the legwork in and had been chosen to keep one of the 20 seats warm for the next year. Overwhelming. Overpowering, very large, enormous. As quickly as the feeling of excitement came, a feeling of being completely overwhelmed set in like a great fog. Sure, we had all taken the basic classes where you pretty much know what to expect. You read a few books, do a couple assignments, and take a test or two. Then there's nursing school, a whole different ballgame. Nothing could truly prepare us for the challenges we were about to face this past year. We hit the ground running. No fun games. No, let's ease into this slowly. Nope, right off the bat, we had assignments due, 100 chapters to read, and a syllabus that seemed thicker than a special edition copy of Gone with the Wind. Right then and there, we all knew this nursing school deal was no joke. Focus, the center of interest or activity, determination, firmness of purpose, and drive, having a compulsive or urgent quality, sense of obligation. If there was one thing we knew we needed to have this year, it was a sense of focus. Our free time and basically our lives as we knew them went out the window. We all found out that nursing school isn't a one-man sport. Yes, it was our responsibility to make sure our assignments were turned in, and we showed up on time for clinicals, but we all shared that same determination to cross the finish line together. And we made sure we pulled each other through, whether it be forming a study group, blowing off steam during lunch, or helping each other perfect our skills in Skills Lab. This year took incredible drive. There were days and nights where we would be so exhausted and did not know how we were going to get through a clinical or make the deadline for an assignment, much less study for a test. And along would come one of our classmates to encourage, pick us up, and help keep us going. Each and every one of you was like the glue that held us together this past year. We laughed and joked together, and those are the memories I'll never forget. You almost have to have a great sense of humor to make it through to the other side of this program. The one thing I love about all the nursing school ladies was their impeccable countdown skills. We could be out in the real world and have someone ask us what the date was, and we'd just draw a blank. But inside the halls of the PVCC nursing building or at any clinical site, ask us how many days until we got out of school or had a break, and there would never be any wavering. 65 days, 2 hours, and 36 minutes. But if you parked in lot 4, add 5 minutes to that countdown time. Never underestimate a nursing student's ability for precision. Gratitude, a feeling of being grateful or thankful. Represent, to serve or symbolize. Let's be honest, nursing school brings a mix of emotions. 1 minute you're on cloud 9, and the next minute you are crying over not being able to master the blood flow chart for the heart. I don't think the word gratitude has been used enough this past year. When people come to me and say, "Oh, wow, you've worked so hard this year. Congratulations on graduating," I say thank you, but there was so much more behind the scenes that made nursing school possible. First and foremost, gratitude for all the faculty who was always accessible when we needed that extra help. They went above and beyond on so many occasions to make sure that we understood concepts and were on the right path and really recognized our potential. And for the many people sitting in the audience tonight, more gratitude for you than I think can ever be expressed. You all have listened to us whine and complain over things you never understood. You have encouraged us in moments of weakness and frustration. And for those of us with kids, you feel me when I express the biggest extension of gratitude. You made sure our kids were safe and sound and taken care of on all those early clinical mornings and class days, which made it possible for us to get through nursing school. So thank you all. If your husband, boyfriend, and family survived a year with a nursing student, they deserve a big round of applause and congratulations, because it wasn't easy putting up with us. And lastly, as we realize that we are now at the end of this journey, quite possibly the most important word, represent. Ladies, as you leave here tonight and start your careers as nurses, remember to represent PVCC with honor, dignity, and show strength and character. Make the school and those you meet along the next leg of your journey proud. Thank you so much. We did it, ladies.
They picked the shyest person in the class to give that talk. Good job, Melissa. So every year we invite a member of the local community who's been an integral part of our program to give a keynote talk. And tonight it's Dr. Juanita Morris. I don't know of another person who's been more involved since the beginning of our LPN program. We're graduating our 6th class, and Dr. Morris has been there the whole time as a member of our advisory board, making sure we are on the right path, and more importantly, I think, as an incredible clinical site leader for our students. She just recently retired as the Director of Medical Services for the Albemarle-Charlottesville Regional Jail, where our students do quite a bit of clinical throughout the year. And I have to say, the staff there has just been phenomenal, incredibly supportive, and really take ownership of the students and making sure that they know what they need to know to be an LPN. So we are really happy to have Dr. Morris here this evening.
I get really anxious when I first start talking, but I'll slow down as time goes on. But I'm really honored tonight to be able to speak to this group for this pinning. In my day, it was capping, and now it's pinning. I've worked with the LPN nurses as well as the student nurses for years. Dr. Smith and her staff have done a great job monitoring and taking care of these students and teaching and mentor them over the years that I've known them. Presently, I'd like to tell the students I have 3 nurses, actually, that from this particular program working at the Albemarle-Charlottesville Regional Jail. Not only that, but one of the nurses just recently left, and she's working in a school and really enjoys that there. So the other place that I recently visited, UVA Clinic, and when I was in there getting registered in, what do I find? One of my LPN students who was working there. So just so you know that our students have clinical placements in a lot of different places, and they also are all over the place, and one day you may run into one of them. The other thing that I want to talk to you briefly about is the fact that these students who recently have come to the jail, the Albemarle-Charlottesville Regional Jail, and you go, gosh, why would they want to come there? What do we do? Well, believe me, they get lots of good experience when they come there because our clientele really needs the support as well. These nurses have packed, would you believe, 150 pills in an office alone, and from there they take them out with a licensed practical nurse to the floor to give to the inmates. And so that's a big job in terms of being able to do that. Not only that, but they do assessments, they do the clinical reviews for clients that are there. One of the nurses even volunteered her time to come back and do help with the flu clinic. So the experience they get is really great. Not only that, But one of the things that's so important in nursing is judgment, not to be judgmental of other people, regardless of who it is and what's going on with that person. And they each did a great job of that in terms of their ethics and judgmental behavior. They did a job without looking at that in terms of whom they were treating, but just the medical care. My message tonight, as I was trying to figure this out, because Dr. Smith gave me 7 minutes to say what I had to say, and it took me 24 hours today to figure out what that was going to be in 7 minutes. But the 3 things I want to take a look at, the first one is taking a risk. The second one is missed opportunities. And the third one is the spoken word. Taking a risk, these nurses have already started that. Just entering this program was taking a risk that they were going to fail, a risk that they would pass, how they would succeed. We all face that. It takes courage to face a risk or the unknown, or to conquer that fear, or to do something when others are saying, oh, you don't want to do that. And often that's what's heard. Risk means sometimes failing, but it also means getting up if you've failed and doing it again and taking that chance. In fact, when Dr. Smith sent me an email and said, Dr. Morris, would you mind being the speaker tonight? I was thinking, oh, Lord, talk about taking a risk. I got a risk that all these people are going to be looking at me and wondering what I'm saying, and is it coming out okay? But then to follow that, it was an opportunity that I've looked forward to and actually had wanted to do and felt good about it. That's the thing I want to say to these nurses, is missed opportunity, and to you all out there. Today, we need to realize that those opportunities sometimes might not be there tomorrow. So today we need to take that opportunity to tell our loved ones that we love them, that we care. If a job comes up, deciding if you want to take that job, all sorts of things that we really need to look at, that take a chance to do the experience and have the accomplishments and experience things as they are. The concern that we have sometimes when we don't say those things, is what are our regrets? How many times have you left someone, didn't visit them, didn't say what you wanted to say, or say something to a client that you may have wanted to say, a patient that you was with, and then you say, gee, I wish I'd have said that. You don't want to leave that and regret it one day. You want to use that time as much as you can when you have that. The final thing is the spoken word. To me, this is the most important thing, is what we say to our clients. You've got somebody, as Dr. Friedman has already said, is that sometimes they're angry, they're upset, they're hurting, they're in pain. So what you say to them is so important. How you project yourself in terms of your behavior, your attitude, and how you listen is really important for them. If you don't project yourself in the right way, sometimes you're going to miss the care. The other place that I have several nurses who are doing part-time with me at the jail is nursing homes. And when you talk about that, a number of our LPN nurses are working in nursing homes. And what a better place than the spoken word and listening to someone and how important that is and what they've got to say. A lot of times they have no one to come in to talk to them, and so the nurse is it in terms of listening. Not only listening, but hearing. You need to know the difference. The difference between listening and hearing are very important. You can listen all day long to someone, but did you hear them? And oftentimes I say that in my work that I do, because I'm a mental health therapist as well, is you got to hear them. In my crisis work that I've done for many years, a lot of times I don't have to say anything. All I do is listen, because people come in, they've got their problems, and many of you probably have done this with either family members or with your patients or others, and you sit there and you let them talk, and then in the next breath they say, okay, that's what I'm going to do, because they themselves have figured it out and know what they want to do. So listening and hearing. The other way sometimes for you to cut through when somebody doesn't think you're listening or looks at you different is to say, I hear you. How many times have you talked to somebody and thought they were listening when in reality they didn't hear a word you had to say? And so being able to say to somebody, I hear you, not only am I listening, but I hear what you just said is important. So finally, the three things I talked about that are important is taking a risk, missed opportunities, and spoken word. To sum this up for you, I have a poem on listening that I want to share with you that I've shared many times with my students and with people. When I ask you to listen to me and you start giving advice, you've not done what I ask. When I ask you to listen and you feel you have to do something to solve my problems, you have failed, be strange as that may seem. Listen, all I asked was that you listen, not talk or do, just hear me. Advice is cheap. I can do it for myself. I'm not helpless. When you do something for me that I can and need to do for myself, you contribute to my fear and my weakness. But when you accept as a simple fact that I do feel what I feel, no matter how irrational, then I quit trying to convince you and I can get about the business of understanding what's behind this irrational feeling. And when that's clear, the answers are obvious and I don't need advice. Irrational feelings make sense when we understand what's behind them. Perhaps that's why prayer works, sometimes for some people, because God is mute and he doesn't give advice to try to fix things. He or she just listens and lets you work it out for yourself. So please listen and just hear me. And if I want to talk, wait a minute for your turn and I'll listen to you. Thank you very much.
This is such a happy evening. I'm so proud of y'all. My name is Jane Anderson. I taught these new graduates during their first semester of the program, and now I want to welcome my newest colleagues to the profession by reading the significance of the pen. Throughout the years, nursing programs have traditionally marked levels of achievement and graduation of their students with various ceremonies. These ceremonies included the awarding of stripes, capping ceremonies, and the lighting of candles from the Florence Nightingale lamp to demonstrate the student's successful progression from one level of the program to the next. As nursing education programs moved into colleges, nursing graduates received their diplomas along with graduates from other disciplines, just as you will at the cap and gown ceremony in May. However, the pinning ceremony has continued to be part of the celebration for the graduating nurse. The tradition of each school having its own distinctive pen dates back over 100 years when the Bellevue Hospital School of Nursing in New York City first designed the pen for its graduates. Other schools of nursing followed, and each designed their own pen. The pen you will receive today is unique, since only a PVCC graduate wears a pen exactly like this one. In 1974, the first graduating nurse class of PVCC chose the pen that you will receive. The emblem of the nursing school is embossed on your pen. The pen has a gold circle symbolizing worthiness and a green circle symbolizing eternal life. We hope you will wear the pen with pride. It's a distinctive mark, rich in history and deep in meaning.
Now for the fun part. You guys get your pens. All right, you ready? So when I call your name, just get up and walk. Okay. Megan Jane Author. I dedicate my pen first to my mother and Jeff for inspiring and empowering me, Matthew and our babies for love and motivation, also my daddy, my brothers, Lindsay, and my entire family for support and encouragement. Brittany Nicole Arrowwood. Every day spent studying has paid off to make my future brighter. Every experience I've encountered has made me a stronger person. I would like to thank my family, God, friends, and teachers for supporting and helping me achieve my goals. Brett Elaine Calhoun. I wish to dedicate my pen to my daughters, Heather, Lacey, and Alex, and my significant other, Eddie. With your support and encouragement, I have finally achieved a goal that I've had for over 25 years. Jessica Renee Doval. I dedicate my pen to my kids, Trinity and Trenton, and my fiance, Shane. Also to all the friends I've made along the way. Mary Claire Fortin. I would like to express my deepest gratitude and dedicate this pen to Matthew Lillis. I would also like to extend a special thanks to my parents, family, instructors, and to everyone who has come to support me here today. Mackenzie Alexis Gray. I want to dedicate this achievement to my children, Nala and Josiah. I would also like to thank my family for all their support. You have been my guidance and motivation to get through this journey. Christy Nicole Hewitt. I dedicate this pen to my husband and son who have been so supportive and patient throughout this process. Melissa Sue Lawson. 3 a.m. clinical mornings, studying, dedication, and exhaustion. Through it all, I had the best cheerleaders in the world behind me. Hunter, Luke, and Lane, this pen is for you. Mommy loves you guys more than you will ever know. Crystal Michelle Maupin. I dedicate my pen to my family and friends that have supported me these last 12 months of nursing school. I appreciate all of the love and encouragement from them. I couldn't have done it without you. I know. Switch. Amy Susan McDaniel. This pen is for my family, most importantly, my amazing mom and dad who supported me in endless ways from the beginning to the end of this journey. Without a doubt, part of this pen is yours. Thank you for everything. Morgan Brooke Petrie. I would like to dedicate my pen to my parents, family, and friends that have all supported me throughout this journey. I am not able to say thank you enough for the support, belief, and love that you have all given me. Whitney Lynn Roby. I want to dedicate my penning to my 2 children, husband, my parents, sister, brother, nephews, niece, and also my friends who have endured this adventure with me. I wouldn't have been able to finish without their love, help, and support. Laurel Austin C. I dedicate this achievement to my grandmother who has inspired and encouraged me throughout this program. I would also like to dedicate the pen to all of my friends and family. I couldn't have done it without you. Stephanie Jane Shirley. I I dedicate my pen to my mother, Jane Givens, who always supports me and loves me unconditionally. Who I am and what I have accomplished is a result of her godly example and love for serving others. Adrienne Denise Smith. I dedicate this pen to my family, especially my boys. This pen is proof that no matter how many stops you take on your journey to get where you're going, eventually you will get there. Tyronica Yvette Tibbs. I dedicate my pen to my family and dearest friends. I would like to express a special feeling of gratitude to my loving parents and Cameron for supporting me throughout this journey. I am very appreciative for all you have done. Amber Lynn Tyree. Yay. I dedicate this pen to my 3 children, showing them to always go after what you want despite the many challenges in life. My mother and sister for their ongoing support and encouragement. My friends and classmates that pushed me to continue. Janet Christina Laureen Whiteley. I would like to dedicate this achievement to my mom, my loving husband, and to my family and friends. Thank you for supporting me through this tough year. Without you all, I would not have made it through. I would also like to take this honor and dedicate this pen to my unborn daughter who will be entering the world soon, hopefully not tonight. Love you all. Congratulations to our class of 2015. Yay! So every year I have a special honor. The faculty get together and we give out 2 special awards to our graduates. The first one is to the student who maintained the highest grade point average throughout their nursing courses over the past year, and this year's award goes to Stephanie Shirley. Our second award is always a little tougher to come up with. All of our students have special gifts and do such a great job, but we always like to honor the one student who the faculty felt really went above and beyond during their clinical experiences in the care they gave their patients, the care and concern and teamwork they showed with the staff, the preceptors, and their classmates. This year's recipient, her enthusiasm and maturity enabled her to contribute to the nursing program at PVCC. She was an inquisitive problem solver who readily applied her classroom learning to the clinical setting. She consistently provided individualized nursing care to her patients, which reflected her caring and deep commitment to the highest of nursing standards. Her bedside manner demonstrated respect and empathy for every patient and family member that she encountered as if they were her own family. She went above and beyond her patient assignments and supported her peers. There is no doubt that she will be an excellent and professional nurse with integrity in whatever area of nursing she chooses. This year's award for Outstanding Clinical Student goes to Adrienne Smith. I think we shocked her. I haven't seen that much emotion on her face all year. We got her. We are very, very proud of all of you. We always feel like our children are leaving the nest and going off into the world, but don't forget, you owe us one more trip back, so we'll see you the first week of January. Yes? You all say yes, ma'am? Okay. One more time so that we can get through your NCLEX, okay? So we will always be here, you will always be part of our family, and we are so, so very proud of you guys. So we always end our night of pinning with the nursing pledge that we are very proud to lead you for your first pledge as nurses. So I'm gonna have you guys stand up, and Dr. Hudson's gonna lead you in the pledge.
Another surprise.
Oh, your name is there. You do this, you do it every year.
Please read along with me. It's on the back of your program, everybody. Okay? In full knowledge of the obligations I am undertaking, I promise to care for the sick with all the skill and understanding I possess without regard to race, creed, color, politics, or social status, sparing no effort to conserve life, to alleviate suffering, and to promote health. I will respect at all times the dignity and religious beliefs of the patients under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me, and refraining from any action which might endanger life or health. I will endeavor to keep my professional knowledge and skill at the highest level and to give loyal support and cooperation to all members of the health team. I will do my utmost to honor the International Code of Nursing Ethics and to uphold the integrity of the professional nurse. Congratulations again, ladies. Okay, I think everybody needs to stand up and give them a good round of applause.